The Galactic Alliance fleet hung motionless in the void, 17 capital ships arranged in perfect formation around the flagship Eternal Vigil. Admiral Korthax drummed his foreclaws against the command chair, his reptilian eyes scanning the tactical displays. The Varani ambush had been perfectly executed. Their interdiction field prevented any jump to hyperspace, and their weapons would be in range within minutes. Among the bridge crew stood Marcus Rivera, a civilian contractor hired to maintain the human-designed communication arrays. He watched the displays with growing unease as the senior officers debated strategies that all ended the same way: destruction. "The Varani ships are closing," announced Commander Threk, his feathers ruffling with anxiety. 7 minutes until they enter optimal firing range. Admiral Korthax turned to his tactical officer. "Options. We could attempt a concentrated barrage on their lead ship, perhaps create a gap, which would expose our flanks to their escorts," interrupted another officer. "The mathematical probability of success is below 2%. Marcus stepped forward, his work boots clicking against the polished deck. "Admiral, there's another option." Every eye on the bridge turned to the human. Some officers hissed in disapproval. A civilian interrupting military planning was unprecedented. "You forget your place, contractor," Commander Threk snapped. "Return to your station." But Admiral Korthax raised a claw. Despite their technological prowess, the Alliance had learned to respect human intuition. "Speak." Marcus pointed to the tactical display. "See that asteroid field at bearing 27 Mark IV? The Varani are avoiding it." "Of course they are," the tactical officer scoffed. "It's dense with metallic asteroids. The electromagnetic interference would disrupt their targeting systems." "Exactly." Marcus's eyes gleamed. "But our ships use human-designed backup targeting systems, optical tracking with predictive algorithms. We could function in there." The bridge fell silent. Admiral Korthax's scales shifted color, a sign of deep thought. "The debris would damage our shields." "Better than Varani plasma cannons," Marcus countered. "Plus, those asteroids are mostly iron and nickel. If we modulate our shield frequency to match their magnetic resonance, we could use them as additional shielding," the science officer finished, her voice filled with wonder. "The asteroids would be drawn to our shields, creating an ablative armor layer." Admiral Korthax stood, his full height towering over the human. "This is madness. No fleet has ever attempted combat maneuvers in an asteroid field of that density." Marcus met his gaze steadily. "No fleet has ever had human engineering either. Our ships can take the beating. Theirs can't." The chronometer showed 4 minutes until engagement. Around them, the fleet waited for orders that could mean survival or annihilation. "Admiral," Marcus pressed, "sometimes the crazy option is the only option. Trust human engineering. Trust human crazy." Korthax looked at his officers, reading the fear and uncertainty in their alien features. Then he turned back to the human contractor who had no rank, no military training, no right to be suggesting tactics that violated every principle of space warfare. "All ships," the Admiral commanded, activating the fleet-wide channel. "Emergency vector change to bearing 27 Mark IV. Maximum thrust. Modify shield harmonics to match the asteroid field's magnetic signature." The fleet lurched into motion, 17 massive vessels diving toward the chaotic maze of tumbling rocks. Behind them, the Varani fleet hesitated, their perfect formation wavering. "They're following," Threk reported, "but maintaining distance." Marcus allowed himself a small smile. "They'll have to. If they want to finish us, they need to come in after us." The first impacts came seconds later, asteroids slamming into shields that grabbed and held them, building layers of rock armor. The Varani, attempting to follow, found their sensitive equipment failing as electromagnetic interference overwhelmed their systems. "Sir," the weapons officer called, "the Varani lead ship has lost primary targeting. All ships, execute combat turn," Korthax ordered. "Fire at will." The Alliance fleet, battered but functional, unleashed their weapons through the interference. The Varani, half-blind and unable to coordinate, fell back in disarray. Within minutes, 3 of their ships were disabled, and the rest retreated beyond the interdiction field's edge. As the fleet emerged from the asteroid field, battered but victorious, Admiral Korthax approached Marcus. "Your suggestion saved 17 ships and 12,000 lives." Marcus shrugged. "Just remembered something from human history. Sometimes you have to sail into the storm to escape the pirates." The Admiral's scales rippled, the equivalent of a laugh. "Perhaps we should commission you, Marcus Rivera." "No thanks," the human replied, grinning. "I'm just here to fix the comm arrays. But if you ever need another crazy idea, we know where to find you," Korthax finished. And somewhere in the Alliance's military archives, a new notation was added. "When facing impossible odds, consult the nearest human. Rank optional."